You are now listening to Conor's Untitled podcast. Welcome to the Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Conor's Untitled podcast, where today I am joined by someone that I've been talking about numerous times in the past and have finally gotten him to get with me and do this. So without further ado, no big intro, I would like to introduce the man of the hour, Mr. Damian Simmons.
Hello, how are we doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm great. Thanks for coming. So Damian Simmons is your stage name. I've known you as Adam for several years.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of where I want to start this thing, is kind of work at the beginning from when I knew you, maybe from beforehand, and kind of do, you told me that you listened to the episode I did with Michael Rich, and so I'm kind of going to formulate that the same thing. So, but first off, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, man.
Yeah,
chilling.
I know that you've got big things going on later tonight that we'll get into, but without spoiling anything, you excited?
I'm very excited.
You got anything up your sleeve that you got
fun.
planned?
A little tequila, who knows, you know?
Oh, okay, and then as far as the stage goes, but that's cool. So the intro that you guys are hearing in the background is just that. It was our intro from the band that we started, formerly known as A Dreadful Awakening, ended up putting it to rest under the name of Taken to Heart, and that's where we met. And to my knowledge, that is where your musical career began, playing guitar and minor backup vocals for the band. But if you did anything before then, I mean, now is the time to let me know.
Not really. I started out playing bass, and that kind of gave me the know-how of how to play an instrument in general.
Right,
and
just
then
get the feel of it.
From there, hopped over to guitar.
Gotcha.
And was trash at first, when we started, and then we built up, man.
That's how
we
it
were
goes.
killing it at a certain point. We were fucking rocking. I'm like 15, just running it.
Dude, it was fun.
We were young.
And we would always have people come up that'd be like, yo, and maybe it was just them being nice, maybe they were legit, but they were like, yo, you guys are sick, and like,
right.
It felt good at that age.
It felt so good being like playing stages with people in their like 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
And we're like
They've been doing it
14,
for a long
15,
time.
16, just fucking killing it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
And so that was really nice. Obviously made a whole bunch of connections, a bunch of friends, really dove in feet first, but, got our heads wet with the music scene per se. And now transferring over into hip-hop, I know that there's a few people that kind of dabble in both.
Yeah.
Couple friends that, you may have met through the hardcore scene or the metal scene that are either still a part of that or still appreciate it, but are now moving on into, this modern-day hip-hop boom that we're really seeing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think the reason a lot of people moved into it at first was because it's a lot easier to do things yourself rather than get a group of 5 or 6 guys together to write, practice, perform, especially when people grow up, they got jobs, college. It's like, it's damn near impossible. So that was a big thing, is like, I can just solo this and like make music.
Yeah.
And then also, I've said it since the beginning, hardcore rock, all that shit, the tempos and like drops and stuff is so similar to new age rap. And not exactly old school like hip hop. Okay. But the new school, like, it's just a giant breakdown if you really want to get down to it. Like, that's why I think a lot of people migrated into rap. I mean, they'll still, pick at it and not like certain things. Yeah. But like, all in all, the tempos are a lot similar. So
that's how I say, and I'm thank you for bringing that up, because I've always said that like bangers, like those really heavy party songs that you get, that's pretty much what they are. It's either a two-step or a breakdown. Oh, exactly. It's just with, a couple extra percussions thrown in here and there, and then the lyrical difference is, tremendous. Yeah. But going back to the hardcore thing, I mean, did you pick up hardcore right from the get-go, or did you, a lot of people when they play guitar, they listen to like the classics like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin and all that. Were you a fan of any of the older stuff, or were you just
Kind of.
like, yo, this shit slams and I want to play that?
Literally, yeah, I kind of skipped all those steps. I know that's I'm wearing a fucking Pink Floyd shirt right now. But yeah. No, I honestly, like, I liked songs here and there, but like, it was right to hardcore, to be honest. I was like, oh, people getting hit in the face at shows, I love this. This is where I want to be.
And it's cool. And I mean, like, a lot of the music, you know, that you write now, like Revenge is still probably your hardest fucking song.
It's just a giant breakdown.
It's a
if
banger.
you want to get down to it. Like,
yeah, like you just go absolutely wild no matter what your preference is. Like, you just want to move with it. And so you made the transfer. I think you actually started doing the hip hop thing before Mike, or did you guys kind of like, because what happened from what I saw it with the band is, like, obviously we were getting older, getting out of high school, you know, going into college or girlfriends and life and whatever. And so we all kind of just split apart at the right time, which was sad.
very sad.
But like you mentioned, it was much more difficult to get 4, even 5 guys when we had Jordan on board to get together and do everything at once. Man, that was fun when he was a part of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, did you just kind of decide with Mike, like, hey, you know, let's give our hand in rap, you know, maybe we can give it a shot, or were you just like, I'm gonna go on my own, and then Mike kind of did it on his own? Because I forgot to ask him.
We
that.
actually started together. We were at a friend's house, and I remember we were just like, he was rapping. I'm not gonna say his name because kid sucks, but
Right,
you know,
fair.
so we're just like sitting there bullshitting, rapping, and like obviously we were terrible. But it was fun. We had so much fun doing it that we're like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And then we just like built up and just like kept going. But yeah, technically we started at the same exact time, same song.
Same party.
First, yeah. Same thing. And we were like, oh, this is fun. Let's do this.
Yep. And I always remember, so the video that I was showing you beforehand, before we started all this, from like, God, probably almost 10 years ago, if not, when we were all just like younger, hammered at my house, just having a good time. That was one of the first nights that I heard you and Mike actually freestyle.
Oh man!
And you guys were just,
that was a big part too, was freestyling, because then once we learned that we could like obviously we were terrible when we started, and then like learned it and figured out how to like write and like do all that. So then you'd go to like high school parties and like it was the thing. Like someone just starts people were just freestyling.
Yeah.
So to bust in there and just like be better than other people was like, that was sick.
Yeah.
That was fun.
For sure. And so obviously, like you said, you know, just like the band, you start really grassroots. Like, I remember when you guys started, you know, getting a little more serious and you were recording more.
Talking hardcore rap.
Talking rap.
Rap, okay.
Yeah, band's done.
Band's done.
We've established that. All right, everybody. So this is. I was in a hardcore band. I played bass. He played guitar. Band is no more. Boom. Move on to the next thing. Keep the fuck up.
Cry about it.
So when you guys started recording hip hop more, I remember when you were in Mike's apartment in fucking Camelot. And you guys, your recording booth was very rinky-dink, a la kind of what we've got right now, but you had a suitcase.
Oh, no, this is professional compared to what we had.
Whoa.
We had a sock over the mic.
Yeah, sock over the mic, a suitcase with a pillow in it as your, like, sound boom.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically, shh, everybody shut the fuck up for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, tell the neighbors to shut up.
Yep. And then we would always be smoking beforehand, someone would always be coughing, it'd be fucking awful.
Oh, yeah.
But you really, you know, stuck with it. And I mean, I'm sure you look back on some of those older songs, you know, obviously before the name change, which I would like to get into if you don't mind at some point. Just where you started, because I think you went through probably like 2 or 3 different names.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone nicknamed you Simone because your last name is Simmons.
Yeah.
But you were just like, nah, or you just wanted to go with your own thing.
It started at that, and it was god awful. Thought it was good. Was not good.
Fair enough. That's all right, because it wasn't as bad as Michael Rich starting off as Mikey Terror.
Oh my God, Mikey Terror, yo.
Yeah.
Shout out Mikey Terror. Someone's got to use that name.
I think
name's kind of fire.
I think it's
kind of fire.
But Michael Rich works.
Yeah. No, so it kind of worked out because starting off with that name and just getting all the terrible music out of the way under that name.
Yep.
So then when I made the name change, it was like the official of like making it serious. And like actually I can reflect on the earliest of this name,
Yeah.
and it'd be good.
Right.
Like I can still listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, when that other stuff, like, oh my God, I'll still have like random people just be like, look what I found on my phone from 2012, and I'm like, delete, break your phone, do everything.
I don't know. I don't think I have it on this computer. I don't even think I have it anymore. But I remember in the early days you sent me one, and the only song that stuck with me was "Into Whip."
Oh my God! In the car, in the whip. Dude, we had like how many? Were you in the group chant? Because we're still hardcore, so we thought the group chants were like no one's group chanting
Dude,
rap.
yeah.
So we thought that was. Were you in the group chant?
I was not. I think I was on vacation when you ended up recording it.
Like it was like a mini party, so we like got everyone in the room and to yell it in the background. It was so bad.
Didn't you record it on like a phone or like an iPod or something?
Yeah, it was like a $50 USB mic into GarageBand.
Hey! No, don't disrespect the setup, man.
This is 2012 GarageBand, okay? Now GarageBand's actually kind of fire, but no, dude, it was so bad. And the whip in the car.
Yeah, but anyway, so obviously the whole point of this is that you've transferred and essentially evolved into Damian Simmons, which nowadays all the music that you put out, I mean, is at least worth a listen. Like, you haven't put out songs that I'm like, you could be better on. But, like, I try to be truthful with you guys, and I'm not going to be just 100% yes man. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I really do appreciate your stuff. So, backtracking a bit, I mentioned Revenge earlier. That, to me, sticks out as, like, one of your big first songs that, like, boom, this guy can put out, heat, essentially. Yeah. Is there anything else that you're like super proud of from early on?
You're right. That was probably the one. That and Duff were like the two because they were like the same time.
Okay.
So those were the two that were like got over that first hump. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think what did it, what like kind of helped it get what's the word I'm looking for? People gravitating to it was the Duff had the Simpsons sample.
Yes.
So people just liked. You just hear that and people were like, oh, I'm involved.
Yeah.
So that kind of relayed into Revenge, and they're both kind of hard bangers. So it was like, yeah, those two I'd say at the same time.
Duff and Revenge. Yeah, I remember you having a song with the Simpsons track.
Too,
I
so
love The Simpsons.
That.
I'm a huge fan of The Simpsons. And I remember you showed me the beat beforehand, and I was like, you're going to dominate this. And you're like, I don't even have it written out. And I'm like, I don't fucking care. I was like, that intro, I'm sold. And so folks, go ahead, listen to Duff, listen to Revenge. They will not be featured on this episode, but they are well worth your time. So moving on from those, you started putting out more projects, obviously doing more combo work with Michael Rich and other various artists. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure just because of your bond with Mike that if I were to ask you who your favorite artist to work with is, you'll probably have to say Mike.
Definitely Mike.
Mike gets shot and killed, he's gone.
Oh, no.
It's horrible. R.I.P. Mike. So let's, hope that never happens. But let's say Mike's not around. Is there anybody, either locally or nationally that you've worked with, or let's say somebody that you have worked with in recent times versus someone that you really want to work with? And if you don't want to name drop, that's cool.
Well, like, I've worked with, like, bigger people, but that's always just, like, send your verse.
Send a track.
And it's so obviously that, I'm not even going to count that as being fun to work with.
Fair enough.
But I would definitely say Rosh.
Yes.
Rosh Dog out of Rochester. He's fucking... And we just have so much fun recording. Like, we're just up till 7 in the morning just recording.
Yeah.
We left your house 2 nights ago. Recording till 8 in the morning.
And I thought you were just joking. I thought you were just like, oh, let's go record, but like you were legit serious.
Oh yeah, we recorded till about 8 in the morning. Like we can just go for so long. Plus it's easier now because we both just like freestyle now. Because like I don't really write anymore at all. Like the last tape I dropped, songs before that, I'll just like punch. So I'll just like do like 4 bars, 8 bars, and then like punch, come back in. Maybe fix some stuff up along the way, so like you can get music done a lot faster.
Now, do you like periodically just like come up with stuff in your head and like write it down in your phone and you're like, maybe I'll eventually use that at some point? Like, do you just come up with like a bar and you're like, that's so
Sometimes I'll just be like driving and I'll just like think of something and I'll be like, ooh, write that in the notepad. Yeah. But it'll always be just like a bar.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't work because I forget how I was meaning to say it. Like in the car, I'm like, oh, that's gonna work perfectly, and then a week later I look at my phone, I'm like, how did I think that was gonna work? But yeah. So that happens sometimes, but yeah, mostly just freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now that's good. Obviously, that shows you know that you're very lyrically smart. Do you have how do I word this? Do you have a process? I mean, do you have to like listen to the beat first, or do you just kind of have a feel on what you want to go with, and then you kind of scan through your beats from there?
Usually, I find the beat. I'll sit there and listen to it, and just like think of melodies first, because like I'm sure we'll dive into this, but like I'm going like a different type of direction. Not exactly like I still love doing bangers and they're fun and stuff, but like I like catching melodies and doing like stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So like I'll try and get a melody and then like work some lyrics around it, and usually I'll just think of like one maybe 2 bars in my head to that melody, and then just go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to Mike, and he was talking about, I was asking him how you guys like write together, and like how much it evolved from like okay, I'll write a verse, you write a verse, and then I'll go, you go, I'll go, you go. Where now it's just kind of like. He'll have a song and be like, I think Adam would sound really good on this. Oh, sorry, I dropped your real name.
Yeah, hey, it's okay.
It is what it is. That he'll let people know. I'm sorry, I got to backtrack. I just fucking lost track. But anyway, that it has changed a lot more. That now you guys will just kind of like I said, he'll listen to a beat and be like, oh, I really think that he'll sound good on this. And he'll reach out to you, and then it's basically like he'll do his thing, and then you'll kind of evaluate it, and then do your own thing. I mean, is that how you do it now with just him, but other people like Rosh and Wizard King and things like that?
Yeah. See, the thing about Rosh specifically, he can. He's like Mike in the sense that he can switch it up, so we can do like a light one or a hard one, so we have to kind of like talk it out and be like, what direction are we going with it?
Right.
Whereas like other people like Wizard King, I'm trying to think of some other names, I suck. Like they're more like bangers.
Yeah.
So I just know what I'm going into when we start that.
And that's fine, I mean, because it totally works.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand having to know your different styles and stuff. And that you mentioned it, and that leads into my next thing, that your style has changed tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, early on, it was kind of really, you can call it boom bap, hip hop or whatever. Then you get into more of like the modern day, I don't want to say drill, but like, really hard banger type songs.
Yeah.
And then now, especially with your recent release, Care Less, there's a lot more melodic stuff on there. Like you still flow, it's still a hip hop album to me at least. But there's a lot more to that.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, did you decide just out of the blue that you wanted to do that, or you were just listening to these beats and all these artists and everything, and you're like, I want to give my hand at that?
It's, kind of that, honestly, because what I listen to is like more of the melodic stuff. So it's like, when you're listening to it so much, it's like, fuck, I want to do that. So
yeah, and
I've always wanted to. Even back in the day when we were in the band, I wanted to do vocals. Like I always wanted to, but I knew I couldn't sing for shit. So I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do this.
I mean,
so I've kind of figured it out and how to do it. Like it's not the generic, like I don't want to say generic, but like the real way or the quote unquote right way to sing. But it's like a weird different way that I do it.
Well, I mean, that was like so.
Auto-tune helps.
Well, absolutely. Oh, dude. So to talk about myself for a little bit, like when I ended up doing vocals for my other band, the September Campaign, that was kind of the thing. Is like I didn't sing properly. The way that it was supposed to. So I don't know if I could ever be like a front man for a band or anything like that.
But I think that's starting to be more appreciated, is to not sing the proper way.
Yeah.
People like different, like you even look at all these rap artists that are coming out that they're like, it's like a sing, yell, weird harmony. You know what I mean? It's like, if you have your own thing, I think it's respected anyway, but yeah.
It's I mean, music's always going to be changing.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a matter of adapting to it and kind of putting your own twist on it. So, I mentioned your EP, Care Less, which we're going to play a song off of here shortly. Do you have a favorite song off of that? Because mine is the one that's coming up, which I already told you about.
Couple shots?
Yeah.
Couple shots? It's either Couple Shots or Get By are my two favorite.
Okay.
Like...
We'll do a 1-2. We'll throw Get By on the end here. But yeah, a Couple Shots to me really like like was the one that like kind of perked my ears up because I was like, this is different.
That's
like,
the first song that I did for the tape.
Yeah.
In that melodic way. So like the whole tape's built around that song specifically.
Interesting.
Because that song's so like, it's just harmonies, like, so it was like, once I did that and I was listening to it, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. This is the route I'm going for sure.
Word. Well, yeah. I mean, without talking about it so much, I might as well just go ahead and show the folks here. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Damian Simmons off of his most recent release, Care Less. You can find it on just about every platform out there, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, same thing that you can find this podcast on. This is just a couple shots. Enjoy.
I know I go fast when I'm slow. I know I get high when I'm on. Yeah. Couple shots of the whiskey, she gon' miss me. Few shots make it spin like a frisbee. Baby, I'm on. Baby, I'm on right now. Got some tequila now, I'm spinning around. Yeah, right up on right here town. Feeling like a semi-automatic, got you wanna keep around. Rooftop sunrise, looking at the twilight skyline. Bending all the rules, no guideline. Looking like a starter, while your daughter watching all up on the side. Tryna link your baby mama, but I'm flying out tomorrow. I'ma pull up in that old school Monte Carlo, oh yeah. And she getting hot top like a creme brulee. Little blondie wanna probably be my fiance. I'm getting payday until I live on vacation. I'm 42, I'm chasing. I'm feeding on my cravings. Biscotti, then I'm blazing. 0, in my savings. Walking like I'm talking, you know I'm running sparking. You know that I'll be balling like my name is James Harden. Yeah, walking like I'm talking, you know I'm running sparking. You know that I'll be balling like my name is James Harden. Yeah, shots of the whiskey, she gon' miss me. Few shots make it spin like a frisbee. Baby, I'm on. Yeah, and she okay now. She let her head down. Tryna find her way. Hey, walk up in the club and went and bought her a drink. Hey, another mistake. I don't regret a thing. Hey, and she don't care now. She let her head down. Tryna find her way. Hey, walk up in the club and went and bought her a drink. Hey, another mistake. I don't regret a thing. Hey, no. And I don't regret nothing. Hey, I started up with nothing. And I turned it to something. And I've been sipping up until I can't feel nothing. No, I've been numb for way too long. Yeah, smoked out up under the palm tree. Yeah, Louis V is out of my laundry. Yeah, the way I put it on it got them salty. Yeah, you know what they call me. Shots of the whiskey, she gon' miss me. Few shots make it spin like a frisbee. Baby, I'm on.
Oh, I didn't even ask if you're ready.
I'm ready.
You good?
Yeah.
All right, the song is about to end here in just a second. Yeah, welcome back to fucking Connor's Untitled podcast. I hope you didn't hear that. This has been really fun. I'm joined by my good friend Adam, aka Damian Simmons, is what you might know him by. What you just listened to was a track off of his recent release, 4-song EP titled Care Less, which you can find on Apple Podcasts and iTunes and Spotify and YouTube and all that good shit. Pornhub, hopefully one day. You know, those sons of bitches. But as we mentioned before the break, the song is very like upbeat, melodic. You know, you mentioned it's got like a pop punky type vibe. Do you think that's what you're going for in the future? I mean, do you scoping out those kind of beats?
For sure. I mean, it's no surprise, like, guitar samples have just, like, taken over rap, like,
They're
literally
beautiful.
Everything. And I love it. It's a little oversaturated, but, like, I think if you can find the right ones, like, I think the pop punky, you know, people use a lot of acoustic guitars.
Yep.
I'm using, like, the electric and, like, that pop punky way. I like it. I like it a lot, yeah. So that's, like, just what I've been listening to so much of that I was like, it only makes sense. I try this out.
Fair enough. So, as I mentioned way early on, you've got something going on tonight, which unfortunately we can't really promote because this is going to come out after the fact. But if you want to tell the fine folks what you will have done in the past, and hopefully they were there.
Hopefully. Yeah, so I got a show tonight at the Cali Brew Haus in Rochester. Bill Saber headlining it. He's out of Buffalo. He's disgusting.
He's really good.
He's sick. He's got his own wave going. Yeah, playing with Rosh. Michael Rich is playing with me. I'm forcing him.
He is?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping so.
Wizard King. Who else am I missing? Death Plus. Jesus Walks. He's sick. He's out of Rochester. You might know
I think I know who that guy is. Yeah.
I'm forgetting some people. Jodo's playing. Poppy Flacco. Poppy Flacco's sick. He's out of Rochester. Who else? Double's playing.
Damn, I do like Double a lot.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I might be forgetting one, but
if he forgets anybody, he apologizes, but you can check out all of those artists on your own time. I know at least half, if not more of them that you mentioned, and I know they're all fantastic, so all the others must be as well. The reason I bring that up is because live shows are back, and I mean, this is your first concert in maybe about a month or so.
Yeah.
You did do that quote-unquote secret show that Wizard King threw on.
Yeah, COVID said no, but we were like, yeah, let's do it anyway.
Yeah.
So we did it secretively. You had to get sent the flyer and then show it at the door and then go downstairs to the basement.
I mean,
it was sick though, dude. That shit was fun.
It was so much fun, and it honestly just felt like an old school concert, especially considering the venue used to be where we used to play hardcore shows, just on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
But so obviously this is your last. The show you have tonight is your first show since that one. But before then, when was your last concert?
Before the one last month, or 2 months ago, whatever it was. Shit. I don't even know.
Because when I was talking to Mike, he said the same thing.
Maybe Philadelphia.
Oh, the one that I didn't end up going to.
Yeah.
Because I know you played there twice, and I'll get to both of those in a sec. But Mike was saying that it was probably also at the California Brew Haus. It was the Forbidden release.
That's what it was. That's definitely what it was.
Which was right before I moved to Virginia. So that's
that's years.
Maybe I was still down there. I think I was up for it, but still, it was probably a good 2 years.
Yeah.
How did it feel getting up there? Was it rusty at all?
Oh, it felt good.
Yeah.
I was we never. I mean, even back to the band days, we never really thought about it or got super nervous. We just kind of.
My first show I did. Dude.
Your first show.
Because you guys were already established, and you had parted ways with the bass player. He went and did his own thing, which apparently he shreds now without name dropping. Apparently he's fucking disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Seth was telling me, off record and everything. Not off record, off. Whatever.
No way.
But anyway, I was so goddamn nervous for that first show.
Oh, yeah.
But, so, I mean, this being your first show in, let's say 2 years, no rust, no anything?
No, I usually just kind of go and don't think about it, because I think 90% of it is just, stage presence and being comfortable.
Yep.
Because that's going to make even you could be performing the best, and if you're sitting there so focused in, it's gonna be weird. You
always throw water on me.
I love throwing water on people.
You always get me with your fucking water bottles.
It's great. I think I aim for you so
I know. So you mentioned that you played in Philly. What was the name of the place? Voltage Lounge.
Voltage Lounge in Philly.
Yeah. The first time you played was sick. You were playing. I know you played with Ski Mask.
Yep. Ski Mask, the Slump God, Rob Banks. Wi-Fi's funeral was supposed to be there. Still not happy about that.
Yeah.
I don't know who else opened. I think Rosh and Nomadic, the Forbidden guys, opened.
Okay.
And then me, Mike, and then their set. I think what's his name? Yeah, I think it went right into Rob Banks after us. Mm-hmm. That was sick.
That was a lot of fun because I believe that was your first out of state show.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I mean, getting that is obviously huge. But I mean, so obviously you live down in Tampa now, you don't live up here in New York. Have you thought about reaching out to promoters down there, maybe just doing a solo show?
Yeah, I've thought about it, and it's like, I mean, it's hard because it's like I'm so over, like, even because we've been doing shows since we were 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
To like medium-sized audiences, to where it's like I want it to be like you should go to the show and it be filled. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. I mean, I like the opening. Like, you could always do that. You could go the opening route for a bigger artist that's on a tour and comes in.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, who really want? You know what I mean? If you don't know the opener, are you really paying attention? Like, I remember I go to shows all the time, and there's the local opener, and it's like, all right, bud, get it moving so we could see the people we came here for.
But that's also the thing. I mean, a lot of those people, it's very nice, and I don't want to say that you're spoiled up here, but the Rochester music scene is very welcoming to most people.
For sure, exactly.
Obviously we do have those ones that go up there and they're very fresh, and you really appreciate them for getting up there, but at the same time, it's like, all right, man, like have a little bit of self-awareness,
right.
Understand that you gave it a shot.
I mean, I think it's a good idea if you do like a couple songs.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to rock a 20, 30-minute set,
right,
as an opener, it's like, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You play 2-3 songs, get out of there.
Well, we always said that when we were in the hardcore days. We were like, we don't want to do any more than 5 or 6 songs.
Yeah.
We don't want to take away from, like, God, I don't even remember any of the big bands. Didn't you play with Texas July?
Texas in July, Counterparts.
That's right, Counterparts. That was one of the ones.
Dude, I got to use their half stack for a show, and I thought I thought I was the most blessed human being.
It's another band that just puts out constant hits.
I love them so much. I still listen to them daily.
They're nasty. But yeah, and I totally understand that. Now, I'm never going to be the one that's going to boo anybody off stage. But like I said, sometimes when you're up there, you got to have a little self-awareness. I remember one time, I don't remember where it was. It might have been down in like the southern tier, like Corning or Elmira or something that we were playing. And we could just tell, we were like, yo, like either we were coming up against the time or we just like weren't feeling it. We were like, yo, we're just not going to play this song. Mm-hmm. So I totally get that. When you perform, I mean, do you go in with you have to go in with a set list, right? Because you give it to the DJ.
Yeah. I'll do a set list. I usually play like 5 songs, same thing. Because I think even if people are there from you, short and sweet is better than extending it way too long.
Yeah. Biggest thing, I mean, and I feel like anytime you go to a concert, unless you're well established, you have to have high energy songs.
Exactly.
To catch people's attention that don't know you.
Yeah.
Obviously, ignite everybody that does know you and, have fun. As far as getting out there, exposure, I mean, do you feel like the concerts help? Like, do you notice like a growth in your listens or your followers or anything every time you do a show? Or is it just something you're like, you don't really pay attention to?
Definitely. I mean, I don't really pay much attention to like the upcrease in streams or anything after it. Yeah. But like,
you don't seem
for
like
sure, like Instagram and shit and like Twitter, like I'll just have random people like hit me like, yo, I saw you, you're fire. And then they'll like follow, you know what I mean? More engagements for sure on social media, but like,
see, that's cool.
Yeah.
I remember, because it took us forever. I think our band on Facebook ended up having maybe just shy of like 2,000 likes or something. Right. I checked your spot.
But that at the time was not that bad.
No,
that
absolutely.
was pretty good.
And again, we were 16, 17-year-old high school kids.
This is like before Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Before things really took off. I checked your Spotify, and you're over 14,000 monthly listeners. I didn't know if you knew that.
I did not.
That blows my mind.
That's sick.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I just want to say that. But either way, without blowing up your ego too much.
Yeah, I was going to say huge.
Do you have like a favorite performance of yours? So obviously the show back at Mason's was just it was really nice for everybody. Not to mention the open bar, which was great.
That was essential.
That was surprising, but it was totally essential.
I don't know how they swung that. They lost because we tried to do it at Mason's this time, and I think they were like, nah.
Yeah.
Because we lost a disgusting amount of money that time.
Whatever. It was a good time. And it was also really nice because, it was a lot of people's first show back. I mean, for me, it was my first show back, and, at least since pre-COVID, this was my first post-COVID show or whatever. So, I mean, do you have a favorite one?
My favorite was either that one or no, definitely got to be the first show in Philly with Rap Manx and Ski Mask because like Ski Mask is like one of my favorite rappers like to this day, let alone at that time. So to play with him was like unreal. Got to meet him and shit, so that was sick. Yeah. And then performance wise, we're playing in Philly. Well, like you can see like the analytics of like where our like most listens are. We had some in Philly. Yep. But like when we went there, it was like you don't know until you get out there if they're just gonna sit there and watch you like you have 5 heads or like they're gonna go. And it was like mosh pits, people jumping. It was like me and Mike during the set were like looking at each other like, "Are you seeing this? Like, holy shit!" That's sick. Yeah, like so that was definitely probably the craziest.
I gotcha. So I asked about Tampa, and that's a possibility. Do you have I mean, I feel like do you have a venue that you want to play at before you're done making music? I mean, I feel like one of the most notorious ones is Red Rocks. I mean, I just want to go to Red Rocks.
Would definitely be like the sickest thing.
I mean, is there a city or something like that?
The dream is to like play C-Mac or like Darien Lake. Like, cause I grow up going to shows there to where it's like, bro, imagine like selling this shit out. Yeah. Like that'd be sick. So that would definitely be the most ideal. But yeah, Red Rocks all in all. I got Red Rocks is sick.
Okay, fair enough. And yeah, I mean, it is. God, please, get so big that you can play a concert at one of those.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it got to that level, like that would be the dream. Like, I would be like, shit took off like crazy. And me and Mike were setting up a tour. Yeah. And they were like, "So where do you want to go?" I'd be like, "Well, first
Canandaigua, New York,
then Buffalo, then Masons and Rochester."
Oh. Just have like 5,000 people in that shitty little basement. Right. But no, I mean, aside from your success and everything, please play a concert there because they suck this year,
dude. Man. Well, I heard they're not even letting rap concerts do that.
I know a lot of places are banning them because of the quote unquote, bad crowd that it brings. Right. It's like you're gonna get bad eggs at any concert.
Dude, they have these jam bands and people are tripping balls in the audience the whole time. It's
for like, days on end.
Yeah, they've been tripping for days.
Like they'll have it for like a fucking festival and they'll just be there for a week straight. Right. So, getting back on track, talking about releases, there is a song coming up that we're going to play here shortly to end the podcast called Get By. But I want to see if you got anything up your sleeve. I mean, you mentioned tonight for the concert that you, quote-unquote, have some tricks up your sleeve, but I don't know if you're just being a cheeky little bastard. Do you have anything, like, new songs in the works?
Nothing new that I'm performing. I'm going to perform probably... 2 songs, probably these 2 songs off the tape. Mm-hmm. Maybe Mistakes with Michael Rich because he'll be there. Gotcha. But yeah, no, I'm gonna perform those. Definitely Revenge. Mm-hmm. I don't know yet. See, I haven't really even picked my set list yet. Usually I do it like right before.
That's fine. I mean, usually spur of the moment type shit. At least it worked for us when we were playing music together. But no tapes. I mean, I know you just dropped Care Less, but do you have anything that's like sitting on the back burner that you're like, I'm just kind of waiting for a rainy day, and you don't have to name drop it, but I mean,
yeah, I've been working on like some more individual songs, but I'm doing this. So there's an artist out of LA who's just touring with Flostradamus. I don't know, it's like the EDM world, but he's doing like. Like Carnage does a lot of collabs with rappers. Like, it's like EDM and it's got drops. Not even EDM, like the trap EDM, you know what I mean? So people rap over it. But, yeah, so I've been working with him. I just cut him a couple songs, and he's actually in the process of mixing them right now. Oh. So we're going to be releasing some stuff. And
do you think it'll be by the end of the year?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm hoping by the end of... What month are we in? September? Hopefully by the end of September.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So so is that going to be, and I mean, obviously it seems like you're kind of going with this as you go along with it. Do you think that'll be your last release of 2021, or do you think you got something cooked up? Like, is there a Christmas album coming?
A Christmas album, me and Michael Bublé going in. No, I'll probably release a couple more singles by the end of the year.
All right, cool.
Probably that.
And then... any videos? I know you've done a few videos. Obviously, you did the one for Hello, which I featured on the episode with Michael Rich.
Yeah.
But do you have any videos or songs that you're planning on doing videos for?
Planning on it. Me and Mike are gonna do one for Mistakes. Hopefully, some footage tonight at the show and like around the area.
Kind of clip it together.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard living,
Yeah.
states away.
But even still, I mean, we got planes exist.
Planes do exist. No, and then I actually have videographer coming out from Denver to Tampa with Baco. Doing some filming out there
Shout
in a
out
couple
Baco.
weeks. So that'll be done, filmed by the end of September, probably released by, a couple months,
When
maybe a
you're
month or two. I'm definitely doing one from the album. It's either going to be one of those two songs.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's kind of what I was getting to. Is this album this EP? Excuse me, it's not an album. But this the vibe that this really gives off definitely deserves a video in my mind. So, Damian, Adam, whatever you want me to call you, whatever you want the people to call you.
Anything. I prefer Donnie.
Donnie. This has been really fun. Thank you so much for coming by and
Absolutely, man.
and
Thank
doing
you.
this. I have one more question for you, but before I ask you that, is there anything that you want to tell the listeners at home?
Listen to my tape. It's kind of cool. It's fun to listen to, especially you got a couple drinks and you got a little buzz going.
You get a buzz.
Just filled with vibes, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Just vibrations.
I concur. You guys are looking
Sending
for a nice,
vibrations.
I know it's the end of summer, but looking for a nice summertime jam, go ahead and listen to Care Less. 4-song EP out now on all platforms. Damian Simmons, before I let you go, one last question. Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
The fucking Buffalo Bills, baby. Let's go.
go.
Josh, he's taking it home. Look at the guy. I guess hung like a moose.
Hung like a moose. You heard it here first, folks. Oh, man. Doesn't matter that I fucked that up. Bills are still winning the Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter.
This is Get By off of that tape that I mentioned. Damian Simmons, thank you for stopping by. This has been Connor's Untitled Podcast. We will see you next time. Peace.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Late beats, just go
Money
crazy.
rubber banding, I ain't planning. 5-course meal, lots of the salmon. We was on 3 different pages, had no understanding. Love letter in the mail, she gon' lick a stamping. But I'm just tryna get by. 2 cups filled by my side. 3 women walking in a line. I don't think I get asked for a better time. No, I'm just tryna get by. 2 cups filled by my side. 3 women walking in a line. I don't think I get asked for a better time. Yeah, I don't think I get asked for anything better, baby. Down Julio, mixing it all together, baby. 3-5, I'm rolling right up the pressure, baby. Now I'm rolling and flowing until I'm levitating, no. Now I'm levitating, no. Now me gone and be right back on. Now I'm levitating, no. I'll be gone and be right back on. Now I'm on. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'm on. I'm just tryna get by. 2 cups filled by my side. 3 women walking in a line. I don't think I get asked for a better time. No, I'm just tryna get by. 2 cups filled by my side. 3 women walking in a line. I don't think I get asked for a better time. Yeah, couple dollars and a dream up in the pocket. Picture perfect like the photos in your wallet. Or the one that you wear around necklace. Caesar solid with the way she gon' dress in. I bounce out, I'm swerving with the outside, I burn it. Come down well, I earned it, yeah. I swear that she will pitch a perfect verdict. Turns out she wasn't worth it, worthless. I'm just tryna get by. 2 cups filled by my side. 3 women walking in a line. I don't think I get asked for a better time. No, I'm just tryna get by. 2 cups filled by my side. 3 women walking in a line. I don't think I get asked for a better time. No.
Thank you for listening to Connor's Untitled Podcast. You can find this and all of Damian Simmons' songs on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else that you find music.